Hello and welcome to Rocket Gaming and more. Today I'm in Santa Barbara and about to take off to LA. It's probably going to be a short flight. One thing I was trying to remember is how to turn off the co-pilot because I think that actually was responsible for me crashing here earlier, but I'm not exactly sure how to do that. I can't remember where that's at. Let me see what I can figure out here. Actually, let's see this. I don't think that's there. It might be under the... I tried assistance, but I didn't see the option to do that. User notification, user experience. Landing path is on. City markers, airport, fauna. Let's see. Let's see, delegate ATC to assisted landing. I think I'm going to turn that off. So what does it do? It adjusts whether you want to throttle, pitch. Yeah, that's what screwed me up last time. Landing gear and flaps to be assisted. So assisted yoke. I don't know if I need that so much, but all right, we're going to turn this off. I'm going to try applying that, and now we're going to go back and take off. Okay. All right, so let me go ahead and pull up the throttle. Oh, no. We're going to go a little bit later. Okay. All right. I don't think it'll probably just be us. Okay. We're just taking off here, and then I think we got to head down southeast. So we'll see what happens here. There we go. Start button is what I use to retract the landing gear, but all right. And also my gotta turn up the trim for this. Okay. All right, so we made it out of the airport. Let's just start. We're gonna go ahead and go southeast towards LA. Look behind us. There's Santa Barbara International or Municipal Airport. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. I typically don't climb to high altitudes when I'm flying. I like to see everything up close, so that's typically what I'm doing. And tell you a little bit about what I typically stream is usually mountain type cities, lakes, mountain lakes, tourist type cities, and so on. So yeah, if you have any ideas, let me know. I've got quite a few on my list, but I've also checked off quite a few too, so that's good. Mostly sticking to the US, but I will be going to the Himalayas. That's one spot I'm going to be going here soon. Climbing too much here. Let me see if I can turn down my engine a little bit. And I've got the trim down a little bit. Okay. So hopefully that'll help. See, this is Santa Barbara down below. I actually just had my first, at least counted landing on a mission. So I flew down from Lake Tahoe over to Santa Barbara and landed. So that was good. It actually counted as an achievement. When I was surprised, the thing that was surprising is that the achievement says only 2.1% of players have actually done that. I don't know if it's just not counting landings, if if they're not in a flight path, maybe. I mean, that's possible. I don't really know why it would only be 2.1. Other than I didn't really know how to land very much until, well, I still don't really know how to land very well, but At least I did that on my last journey, so that was kind of cool. So yeah, originally I started in my flight in Seattle and went through Portland, Salem, Eugene, and then I went down south. Well, I did 2 different flights actually after that. I went to Bend, Oregon area. I did a separate video on that, so I streamed Bend in Central Oregon. You'll find that on my channel. And then I also went down from Eugene to Medford, Oregon, and I also went down Highway 101, part of that, and I think it was Carson City, something like that. I can't remember. I can't remember what the name of the city was on the coast. I can't remember. And anyway, I went down south from there, and then got to San Francisco, which is pretty awesome, and then Oakland area as well. And then from there, let's see, I went to Lake Tahoe, and then I went to Carson City, Nevada, and Reno, Nevada. Haven't been to Las Vegas yet. Eventually I'll get down there. So I did that earlier today, and then I made it down here. So it's actually kind of a long flight from, at least for me it was a little bit long, but from Lake Tahoe over to Santa Barbara. So I ended up just taking a break between that, and then here we are now on the way to LA, so see how that goes. I think eventually what I'm going to do is actually kind of keep going south to later on, probably not in this stream, but to San Diego, and then eventually down through Mexico, and even south from there. So I mean, we'll be checking out some areas. I think, I don't know how it all works, but I don't think it's as good quality buildings and whatnot once you get outside of the U.S. and the Europe and some other areas, but I still believe that they're auto-generated and whatnot. So after that point, I mean, so I don't know exactly what the difference will be, but we'll see. So it still should be cool though. Cool view here. Probably could just follow this highway down, couldn't I? I don't know what city this is here. Is it still Santa Barbara? I don't think so, but I mean, it could be, but sometimes they'll have an airport. Well, sometimes you'll see the city names, and then also sometimes you'll see other airports, which will kind of give you a clue as far as where you are. But yeah, this game is pretty nice. I mean, the game looks amazing, and then just obviously though you got the whole world to explore. So I mean, that's pretty awesome. So I'll be doing that. Be playing this quite a bit, but also I probably will be streaming the Universe Sim as well. They had a roads patch that just came out a day or two ago, so I made up checking that out. Only thing is I usually start over. I think you'll have to start event anyway with early access. You gotta I think that's what they're still in, is early access. I can't remember, but so I'm gonna have to start a game over, and then it'll take me a while to get to the roads. So but yeah, that game's pretty fun too. All the way up, they have all the way up until the modern, I think until the modern cities now, and then you have the cities obviously, but not the space age yet. Although you can launch, satellites, I believe, and I'm not sure what else, but but you can't leave the planet yet. But once you can in the space age, eventually that's going to be pretty cool. But it is a lot of fun though so far, and they have randomly generated planets as well on there, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, this has been my main feature the last several days since it came out, playing this. So obviously when you get down lower, it's not necessarily the best quality, but you can recognize like cities and buildings and whatnot when you get to close to a city that you're familiar with. So, and even if you're not familiar with it, they look pretty good to me so far. Yes, I'd like this house right here, please. Actually, what are these? Little, maybe like businesses on the side there. I mean, it could be restaurants. I mean, who knows what those are? I don't know, but maybe you guys would. But let's see. I'm kind of curious what's on the other side of the hill here. I don't know. Mountains, yes. Okay. So I don't know if this is probably still Highway 101, isn't it? Because I think that goes down all the way down the coast from Washington, actually. So some cool places in Washington State too, which is where I live. I was actually originally from the Bay Area in California, so but moved up there when I was young. So I'm more familiar with the West Coast than the other states. This is actually a longer flight than I thought. For some reason, like, I don't know, like the world map, when you look at it, it seems like the timer, I don't know if it's a timer for the flights or what, but it does seem like it's right. It's like, it said like something like some ridiculous small amount of time. I was like, I don't think that looked right, so, unless I'm reading it wrong, but yeah. Okay. Pretty cool. Oh, Oxnard, I think. I don't know, it might be a name of a city as well. I can't remember. So should I follow the highway or the water? I guess I'll go with the highway for now because there's more buildings and whatnot over here. Looks like is there two highways going over here though? I don't know. Might be. Yeah, I'm assuming one of these highways would take me to LA, obviously, but okay, let's see. So we got, so it looks like some tall buildings up there. There's like a few, it looks like straight ahead. Don't know what those are on the left. Is that those trees? I mean, I don't know what those are. Yeah, those are trees. Okay. I don't have the highest graphic settings, but we're still pretty good. I mean, on medium to high, it's still, you still get a pretty good bang for your buck. No. Okay. I don't know if you're like me, but just I've always been the type of person who wanted just to get out and drive, and I feel like the same thing with flying. It's like it's kind of a relaxing experience, even though you have a lot of traffic and whatnot. But in this game, of course, you can just stop where you want. I mean, you can make the game anything you want out of it, really, because like, while there's no set like quests and things like that. I mean, there actually are. I mean, there's some things you can do in the main menu, but like landing challenges and whatnot. But really, you can make your own along the way. So what I've kind of been thinking about is, once I get more comfortable flying, and is put take the unlimited fuel off for one. So then if you're flying south, you can only go so far, and then you'll want to land. And you may want to land even more often than that. So I don't know if there's a way to make some adjustment where you say, okay, I have to land every so often or whatever. But So then maybe you hit some airports along the way to your destination and whatnot. So that's one way to do it. Of course, you can have a list of places you want to go as well. You can be like a type of person like me that just wants to follow a highway a lot of times and just see the buildings along the way. So there's all kinds of things you can do, and then you can also, of course, look for your house. You can look for your neighbor's house. I mean, you can try to find landmarks. You'll get pointed in those. I know you get pointed at least towards airports. I'm not entirely sure about landmarks as well, but I believe you do actually, because I remember in Seattle, it pointed me towards the Space Needle, for example. So I've got some lag going on here. I mean, part of that is because I have the settings up a little bit. So I'm willing to deal with that because I want to see a little bit better quality. But this is a little bit more than I'm used to, low, but that's okay for now. It's a lot of buildings to capture here. I don't have the best system, but I'm going to be upgrading around the holidays, so stay tuned. See, I don't know. Is it Oxford or something like that's the name of that? Oh, Camarillo Airport. I don't know if that's just the name of an airport, name of it Camarillo. I don't know if it's in a city or not, but I don't know all my cities, I guess, here, but yeah, this looks cool too. I like the mountains on this game, and look at that. I mean, just the sense of elevation. Here we are going up. That's kind of cool. The freeway. Oh, door. Now I'm going the wrong way. That's not good. I put the trim the wrong way. Okay. Now finally got it adjusted at the last second here. So is this where our highway went? Where did it go? I think it's to the left still. Not entirely sure. Looks like it. Yeah, the highway. Yeah. Okay. Yes, I'm not entirely sure which cities are like missing in the game and which are in the game. I mean, obviously there's photographic cities, but then I think in the US it has like satellite data, and then I believe it's generated with that satellite data to generate the buildings in other areas. So I don't know. I think that's how it works, but I'm not positive. And if you get outside of the US and Europe, I think it might be auto-generated on all of them. I'm not really entirely sure, but I'm sure this game still, you know, I'm really happy with it, I should say. So once you get past the downloading, that is, I mean, the downloading takes forever. It's just like depending on your speed of your downloads, it could take, you can leave it on all night, it would still be downloading. So that's kind of what happened with me. And the patcher was a little bit funny too. I mean, it didn't seem to indicate how far along I was and that type of thing. So it was like showing the wrong amount downloaded, even though I had downloaded more. So I just ended up just letting it go, and it finally finished. But it was showing I downloaded much less than what I actually did after I had restarted a few times. So anyway, it's just something you have to kind of have the patience to go through. But it's well worth it, I think. Looks like we're getting somewhat close. I don't know what that is, 24 or something up there. Weren't we like 60 something? I don't remember what it was originally, but there's some kind of field down there. So you can obviously adjust settings in this game if you don't want to deal with stuttering every so often, but I don't mind it as much for the getting a little bit higher detail if you can. So. But I'm still gonna upgrade eventually. And the drone camera here is pretty good in this game too. I like that you can just pause your game and pause your plane and then just take out your drone and basically go down to ground level and look around. It's pretty awesome. I was doing that earlier today. When I first started the game, I didn't know how to do that, so if I had known that, I would have probably checked out my place and seen if I can find it on the with the drone. So yeah, I wonder what technology is going to be like in 10, 15 years, even. I mean, if we're starting to be able to even do this kind of thing, I mean, I wonder how crazy it'll get, detail-wise and everything else. I mean, it's already pretty good, so. Can you imagine, I mean, when the first game came out for Microsoft Flights, I mean, that was like 1980 something, and I mean, I've been in, my first computer was, I think like a TRS-80 or something like that, and then I had the Commodore, I think we went actually 128, and then we had a Amiga 500, and I think 2000. Amiga was pretty good, but they eventually went bankrupt. And then PC started taking off after that. And I guess Apple, of course, now too. So, although I'm still a PC guy, but I don't know. I've never been a big console person. Consoles came out, and then I've always been basically anti-console. I've been trying to play all games on PC because I mean, even sport games you can play on the PC. You just have to have a good enough system, and they have to have a developer that's not greedy trying to get you to buy their console. So that's kind of another thing with it. I mean, obviously they're trying to get you to buy the game, buy their system because they make the system, but like what do you call it? MLB The Show. I mean, that one for years only came out on the PlayStation. So they're finally. I think what I heard is they're going. Oh, I know they're going to Xbox, but I heard they might be coming to PC as well here next year too, or the year after. I don't know, but so that'll be nice when that happens finally. Assuming it does, but I'm hopeful. So, boy, I guess I definitely got a little bit of lag over here. Still pretty cool to see all this. If I want to, I can actually just go and pause and then go into drone mode too. So I could start heading directly towards that, or just keep following this down for a while. I don't necessarily need to land, but and more than likely be a crash landing because I've only tried to land a few times. I managed to land safely on my last one, but that was that one was probably my best landing. But yeah, Van Nuys. I think Van Nuys is a place we went to when I was just out of high school. I drove straight down here with some friends. We stayed at a place over here, so. I'm thinking of the right city. I think that was the one. Not sure if this is. Oh yeah, Van Nuys. Yeah, so I don't think we're in LA yet. Let's see how far am I off course here. Oops. Yeah, gotta go to the right quite a bit, I guess. Oops. I guess we'll just go ahead and, looks like it kind of veers off now to the right here. Looks like there's the connecting freeway. So go ahead and start following that in. Obviously there's freeways to LA, so I figured eventually we would get to the right direction. Looks pretty cool coming in. So I don't know how far away I should start putting landing gear down and all that kind of stuff, but if I want to try that. The thing is, I think I should actually wait because I should get the view in first, and then if I have time try to do a landing, because I want to make sure I actually get the city view in here a little bit first. Santa Monica Municipal. Okay. Lots of tall buildings up and down here, you can see. Not exactly sure. Santa Monica is apparently to my left, my right, and then I don't know if this is all LA here in this area, or obviously the airport's further down, but I do want to get down to the other area here. I don't see. Maybe it's just my draw distance. I don't see much as far as tall buildings down that way. So I'm thinking to go over here and check out this side. I've only been down to LA like, I don't know, once or twice maybe. So I definitely got some lag going on here because you can kind of see it's all trying to load in. I just have a GTX 980, which I'll be getting to the 2080 in a whole new machine here by the holidays, but this does happen a few times. I've had it a few times where it just lagged and then it loaded after a minute, so hopefully that's what's going on here. But it usually doesn't go like this. I mean, I think it's only over the craziest, big cities where it'll slow down like this. So. Yeah, because I went over Seattle, I didn't have any issues. Same thing with Portland, it wasn't too bad either. All right, let's see if I can straighten out. So yeah, that's what I was doing, is loading that whole area, I think. I think it also depends, of course, on the internet and stuff like that too, but I think it has to do more with the system than that, because you think about all these buildings, I mean, look at all that stuff it has to load in. I mean, it's pretty crazy. I mean, how many people live in LA? I mean, that's a lot, right? So you're thinking, well, how many buildings is this thing loading in my computer? I mean, it's like, wow. And when you think about that, you're like, well, yeah, it should be slowing down somewhat, right? Especially if it's not like top of the line computer either. And I'm close to the ground, so. But I think it also like depends, like if you loaded it in and then let's say you go from one destination to another, I think it's actually loaded in and then you don't have to go through that twice. But I don't know, like if you exit the game, if it saves any of that data for you. I don't know. I'm not exactly entirely sure how it works, because I know it downloads some information before you play, but okay. So there's some buildings on my left, but mostly straight ahead here. Los Angeles, yep, there we go, downtown. It's quite away from the airport, way back down there. So luckily we went this way instead, because I don't have much time anyway, and probably don't have time to do the landing this time. Although I can save my flight and then come back to try to land it later, obviously, too. I've got a number of saved flights I've done on here. And you can actually save in midair, too, from what I remember, because I think I've done that a few times. It'll just make you hit a play button to, once it's fully loaded, so that way you don't just start going when you're away from your computer or something after you load it. I think I just got one screenshot in here just now. Got another one? Okay. That's pretty cool, I gotta say. But yeah, I've got my settings turned up a little bit, and I think that's kind of doing me in a little bit here on this time. But I mean, like, once you get it loaded in, I think you can fly around here and not have as much stuttering, so it's not that big of a deal. So I know after LA, it's going to be San Diego would be my next point, probably later today or something, or tomorrow, I don't know, but that's pretty cool. So what have I got to my left over there? There's Hollywood down that way. Should we go down to Hollywood? It's like it's actually closer than the airport. Man, I mean, look at it's crazy, like, same thing with San Francisco, but I mean, it's just crazy how many people live there. I mean, it's like, wow. Obviously the weather is better when you go down south, but it's a crazy amount of buildings, and then a lot of people living there. Of course, more jobs too around the big cities, so I'm in the Seattle area myself, so. But I don't like going to Seattle too much. It's easier when I can work from home, so I try to do that. Okay. From what I remember, I believe you can actually see the Hollywood sign too, but I don't know exactly where that is because I have only been here a few times, but so it could be maybe this up here, or maybe that's the sign, I don't know, maybe that's where it's pointing, but not entirely sure where the sign is. Could be right here. Guess we'll find out in a second, right? Ah, there we go, see? Hollywood. Just for proof we were here. Took a picture of the sign. Now, Bob Hope. Okay, I guess that's the name of the airport over there. In Hollywood. Okay, anyway, we're in Hollywood. Alright, so if you want to be a movie star, I've got a parachute and all the people that can, are welcome to jump off now here. And hope you have a good audition. Alright, so a couple people jumped out of my plane. Other people are just terrified and they got out a while back. But there are also some of the people on my last plane were like so surprised that we actually landed that they decided to keep going with me. So I don't know, but I mean, they probably should have got off while they could, because I don't know how we're gonna do on this next attempt here. So not sure I'll even have time to do that, but kind of running out of time here. Hello, LA. Hello, people that are from the LA area watching the stream. But please also subscribe. I will be bringing you more streams here over the next coming days and months. So that's my plan anyway. So what do we got? Did we check out those buildings on the right? I don't remember if we did. Probably did. Yeah, so you notice it's, I think we flew over this area. So you notice it's like not loading slowly as much now, so yeah. Yeah, I think we went down there. But anyway, there's the Santa Monica Municipal Airport. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get out my landing gear, but I don't think we're gonna make it here for a, oops, yeah, for a safe landing. So we'll see, but I don't know which way the runway is here. It looks like it's kind of, is it like diagonal? Let me see. Oops. I sometimes do this now that I figure this out. I kind of zoom in and then I'll try to see where the runways are. Okay, so they're left to right. I don't know which way I'm supposed to be going here, but okay, so let me hit pause, because, oops, try this again. Nope, pause not working. Pause is pretty finicky. Okay, we're gonna go up here, do the nearest airport. Let's see. International, we want to go there because that's where we're supposed to be going. Request. What is this doing here? Request touch and go. Enter left traffic runway 25R. Okay, so there's our pattern. Alright, I don't know if I should probably, I'm just gonna leave this, I'm gonna close it for now, but we're gonna go ahead and follow it. Alright, so unpause if I can, try again, there we go. So it takes like 4 times sometimes to, so we're kinda going down faster here than I'm ready for, but that's okay, I guess. So why is the pattern for landing on the, it looks like it's coming in on the right and then going left, but then down. I'm gonna actually just try to go into the middle of this and then land from the left. Which I think I did last time because I just didn't want to deal with like the big circle thing. But we need to get a better angle, I think, too. I think I want to try to, there's Inglewood over there. So anyway, I'm going to try going to the left a little bit more and then come around to the right. Looks like there's a plane right below me. Yeah, there was one that just going by. I have the multiplayer name tag off, but if we had it on, we'd be seeing tons of planes going by or on the ground and whatnot, or players, I should say, name tags. So Yeah, I think it's going to be further. They want me to go around and then turn at the last second, it looks like. I don't know. I don't think I can do that. No, we're going to do it anyway. We're gonna do our crash landing. I'm going to press F8 now to lower the flaps, I believe, here, if I remember right. Yeah, here we go. I think it helps us glide in. Although my engine still, I wanted that turned up because I've turned it down too fast in the past and it didn't, that also rhymes, it didn't really help me, so what is that place? Inglewood, but there's like a big dirt area. It's like distracting me from landing here. What is that? There's some kind of stadium forum, it says on the top, I think. I don't know if it's a concert hall or stadium. Anyway, I don't want to get like distracted too much here. Turning down my engine slightly, but let's see. Alright, I'm going to try to go right here. I'm going to shut down this VFR map because it's kind of in my way. So I don't think I'm going to do great in this landing, but it is kind of going, it is slowing down. So that's something. Our engine is now, I'm going to turn that way down. Alright, here we go. Oh, okay, now I hit one point. Oh, there goes a plane over there. Nice, okay. But yeah, we need to focus on our plane here. Let's see. Right, a little bit. She's supposed to try to get the, down the center of the runway. I know that's pretty shocking, but that's, I guess, what we're supposed to be doing. I think I got my power too low. I mean, again, this is where I get myself in trouble. Sometimes it's taking down the power too fast. So that's kind of what I'm doing here, it looks like. But we're close. Really close. But maybe... Oh dear. These guys are... Everyone's freaking out in my plane. They're like, what is this pilot doing? Plus it's trying to load at the same time, this airport in, and I'm like, stall, and the lady's yelling at me. It's like all these things. I'm gonna land on top of this airplane. So much for those other guys, but we're just fine here. Okay. We're almost done here. We're just landing. Oh, maybe they'll take off before I even get there. Maybe. Why is there another one right there? Oh, we're all gonna die here, I guess. Okay. Bouncy, bouncy. It's not good. That was a really bad landing. Holy cow. Why am I going way off over here, though? I don't know what's going on here. Oh well, actually the one on the left's probably better anyway. Because look at this, I'm like, there's like a million planes on the other one. I'm probably on the wrong runway. Well, I mean, we landed, right? I don't know.